Hey guys, it's Brian again from LakeHickoryScuba and Marina. Today's video is going to be on proper anchoring techniques. And being that we're here on the lake, we get a lot of questions about how do I anchor up my boat for when the wind blows, or even if you're in the ocean, how should I anchor up my boat to where my boat is not moving when the wind blows? Well, unfortunately, your boat is always going to move. But what we're more concerned with is the anchor and the rope system itself not dragging through the sand and moving so that you can stay anchored in one spot. Doesn't matter if you're in the lake, doesn't matter if you're in the ocean or just a little creek or stream. You're going to use this technique every time you go. Now, we're not going to focus too much on what type of anchor. I've just got a little mushroom or what I call a fan blade anchor here. And these work really good for the rivers and the lakes that you're going to be in. But for the purpose of the video, we're not going to focus on what type of anchor we should use. We're going to focus on the proper anchoring techniques and what other tools we should use, or the proper tools that we should use. So what I have here is just a 12-pound mushroom anchor. Like I said, this is designed for mud and sand in a river bottom versus sand in the ocean, but it can be used in the same technique. I've also got just a standard length anchor rope here. Now, a lot of people say, well, how long does my anchor rope need to be? And there is a key here. Whatever your depth is, you want to take that depth and times it by 3. So for every 1 foot of depth, you need 3 foot of rope. So if I'm in 10 foot of water, I need 30 foot of rope. If I'm in 40 feet of water or 20 feet of water, then I need 60 feet of rope. So whatever your depth is, you're going to times that by 3. Now, a common mistake that a lot of people make is they'll take their anchor and the rope, and then whether they tie it to the anchor or they use some type of clip system, they'll clip it on or tie it and they'll drop it in the water and think that's enough, and that's all they need to do. And that's really not correct. That's the worst way to anchor up a boat. Another thing that they'll try to do is set that anchor in that upright position, and it's not designed to grab like that. What it's actually designed to do is, as that boat puts some tension on it, that anchor is going to tilt and it's going to dig in just like that. And that's the proper way that the anchor needs to be positioned if you're trying to anchor up your boat. But even with this is not correct, because what's going to happen is that boat's being shifted by the waves. That boat's going to pull up on this rope just like that. It's going to stand your anchor right back up, and that anchor is going to slide across the bottom just like this. So the proper way to do this, and what you're going to need to get, is you're going to need a length of chain, and you want your chain about 4 to 5 feet long. Okay, so here I've got a 5-footer. You just want a length of chain about 4 to 5 feet long, and you need to get you an anchor shackle. And when you construct this, all you have to do, take the end of your chain, run the anchor shackle through it. You're going to shackle the anchor and the chain together. Okay? You're going to come to the other end of your chain. You're going to take your rope, whether you're tying it or you're clipping it. I'm old school, so I like the clips. They're very easy to do. You just simply clip it on like so. Now when you drop your anchor in, the anchor is going to land flat, just like it's designed to do. But as you put tension on that, what's going to happen is that anchor is going to tilt into this position, and it's going to dig into whatever bottom you got, whether it's sand, silt, mud, or whatnot. What that chain does is it allows all the weight to be shifted straight to the bottom and take the weight off the anchor. And what that weight is that pull that the boat's giving it, that tension, is going to put it all on the chain and not on the anchor itself. So when that boat's creating tension, it's going to pull up here versus pulling up on the eyelet of the anchor, standing it back up. So now, when I give tension to it, it's not picking up my anchor system. And I'm going to show you really quickly what that looks like underwater, and then I'll give you some final thoughts on the proper way to anchor your boat. Alright guys, so now you can see the proper way to anchor when you're out here in the river or even out in the ocean. There's three components to your anchor system that you need. You need your anchor of choice, whatever the proper anchor would be for your bottom pipe. You're going to need a length of chain, 4 to 5 feet works really good. And then you're going to need a length of rope. And remember, the length of your anchor rope is going to be determined by the depth. It's going to be 3 feet of rope per every foot of depth. So if you're in 10 feet of water, it's going to be 30 foot of rope. If you're in 20 feet of water, it needs to be 60 foot of rope. Guys, I hope this helps you out when you're out there anchoring. Hopefully this will help keep your boat. The wind's still going to shift it, but hopefully it'll keep it in one spot. Guys, I appreciate you watching our video. As always, make sure you follow us on Instagram and Twitter. Make sure you like us on Facebook, pin us on Pinterest, subscribe to us here on YouTube. And as always, guys, we appreciate your business.